G'day everyone, Chris and Krause from Primac Sports here with the NRL Round 21 preview. Some results on the weekend certainly starting to, for mine, make a bit clearer picture of the finals. Yeah, we're probably down to 10 or 11 teams that can make it, and I really think like one of those is St George, and they're not a finals team.
I really think there's only 9 teams that are going to contest the 8. It might come down to the last couple of rounds for that 8th spot, but I really can't see there being too many others that are really going to affect it. Good to see your blokes coming back into the 4 finally.
It's about time we became competitive.
Don't think it's going to last for too much longer.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I reckon we're going to end the winning run of the Sharks next week, mate.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good run home, the old Raiders, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. But yeah, you know, a lot of the higher teams are really starting to rise. I think Thurston's going to be a massive loss for the Cowboys. See how they go for those last 3 weeks, and it's going to be a tough one for those super coaches coming into the finals. Having a key player like him not being able to play, it's going to be tough.
Well, it's a big risk, isn't it? I mean, you get there and do you carry him in, carrying that much salary for the next 3 weeks that it looks like he's going to be out, and have the potential risk of getting knocked out in the first round of the finals because you're carrying him?
Yeah.
Do you trade him out, get to the second round of finals, and have to trade him back in? It means you're keeping trades up your sleeve. It's certainly a bit of a question for people, and certainly some people landed on their feet that didn't necessarily have their money invested in him. But
on to the betting. It seems we've done pretty well last week.
Yeah, geez, we hit our straps last week. We're coming into form at the right time. We're like the reverse Broncos.
Yeah.
If you had followed us in last week, even if you had just been a small punter, $5 on each of our tips across both of us, you would have made a profit of about $67 last week, which, you know, that's a carton and a bit of beer.
Mate, I'd take that any day of the week, yeah. So, it's been a pretty good year so far. It's been, as we look through it, a good profit across the whole year in terms of following the betting. So have a listen today, and hopefully you get a couple for next week.
Yeah, certainly made a better profit than you would have had putting your money in the bank at the interest rates at the moment.
Exactly.
You get involved, certainly plenty of tips there. We love to throw them out, so let's get into this week's.
Let's get.
All right, Thursday night, we've got the Roosters hosting the Broncos. I was only saying to you a little bit earlier, once upon a time, this would have been a bumper clash. Both teams at the moment in absolutely diabolical form.
Just terrible. Roosters, you know, the forward pack just aren't taking them forward. They're not that scary forward pack that they used to be. Broncos, much the same. They were hard working. They're a small forward pack, but you know, Taylor said it right this week. You know, they're just not working for each other. A small group like that, they're only small forwards. They should be working hard for each other, and they just don't look to be.
That's it. And I think they're really missing that really big impact forward. I mean, Josh Maguire tries to carry that role a little bit, but he's not there. Adam Blair and Sam Thaiday are more ball playing grinders. They've missed Matt Gillette's work rate there as well, and look, Anthony Milford's just not in form.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard for a small 5'8" to be in form behind a shitty forward pack. So, but I think he should be doing more. He should be attacking the line more. He just seems to be passing it off in that scared sort of motion, whereas you want a guy like that really attacking the line and making the defence have to make decisions.
I think he seems happy to pass the buck, to be honest. He seems happy to go, the forwards aren't going forward. I mean, you know, you and I both played a fair bit of footy. You get yourself in a spot where your other blokes aren't picking up. There's only one way to change it, and that's for you to step up and lead the way. Look, I mean, exactly. The money he's on, he's a marquee player. He's got to lead. There's no excuses.
He's opposite number 6 this week is a guy who's the opposite. He's playing some great football coming in for a young guy, Connor Watson. You know, really small, nippy fella, and he takes the line on. He fucking has a crack. He's a great player.
Throws above his weight too for mine. Connor Watson, he's a real grinder. I'm a big fan of those sorts of players that just, you know, punch above their weight. He's happy to take work in, hit up form, and ball play. You know, there doesn't seem to be any fear, which, you know, I mean, that's the joys of youth a little bit too, but, you know, Milford's not exactly an old man.
Yeah. This week, I mean, it's a tough one. I've ummed and ahed with it. The Roosters without Waria Hargraves, Broncos without a couple of key players as well in the forwards. I think it's going to be a really tough game. If it was in Brisbane, I'd definitely be going Brisbane, but down there, I think it's going to lean really close. It's going to be within 4 points either way, but I'm going to go Broncos 1-12. I reckon the halves will bounce back this week coming into forward. I think, Bennett's just going to be on the top of them, so I'll see him just getting it done.
Yeah, I just think they're missing too many guys. Tampon curse has struck poor old Matt Gillette. He's been in for 1 week, out for 3. He's battling away. He's sorely missed, as I said before, and their backline's sort of been rejigged again. There's a lot of pressure on Milford. If he can't find form soon, they're going to find themselves sitting in 7th or 8th spot, which is not where the Broncos want to be. You don't win premierships from there, unfortunately. So I'm going to lean the Roosters this week. I just think at home they're going to step it up a little bit. neither side's really got too much to play for at this stage, and neither of them seems too interested. So I'm going to go the Roosters 1-12.
All right, both teams coming off a couple of terrible games last week. I thought the Bulldogs just didn't look interested. Admittedly, the Cowboys were on fire. Everything they touched was just coming off. But I think that right side of the Bulldogs' defence was just woeful. Parrott coming in when he shouldn't have been coming in, and just had an off game, Parrott. So I don't think we can really use that game as a reflection of how they're going to play. Compared to the Dragons, I think that is a reflection of how they're playing.
Well, we've said it all year. The Dragons, look, I put my chips on them last week. I thought it was time for them to turn it around a little bit. They might have stepped up for Benji's milestone, and a few other factors had me leaning that way. I'd even actually had like a bit of a personal bet there. I was sitting at home and I had them plus 12.5, and I said, you watch this, they're just going to capitulate here and let these guys wander downfield and kick a field goal, which absolutely cruelled me, and my housemate had some great entertainment out of that. But they just don't offer enough in attack. They had so much ball inside the 20 of the Tigers early on, and then there was a window in the second half, same thing again. Really struggling. Tane Milne, look, he showed some good glimpses. He looked like he was inexperienced, so he made some mistakes. But I think he's really probably that back row, similar to what Newcastle's done with Sione Mata'utia. I think he's going to be that sort of role. He's a big body, can throw a good ball when he hits it, and geez, he runs some good lines. Probably the only positive to come out of the game for them last week. There wasn't too much else. I mean, Frizzell played okay, but he can't carry a whole side. But if you can't beat that Tigers side and you're getting done by 13 there, you're just not scoring enough points. That's the biggest thing for the Dragons. They don't have enough points in them to genuinely beat other teams. The only way they're going to do it is if other teams don't turn up and get caught in that shit arm wrestle that the Dragons like to try and put on. I can't see any other result with the Dogs here. I think they bounce back, and last week's an absolute long-term, long-forgotten memory by the end of the Friday night game. I'm going to go the Dogs 13+ to get this one done.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think the Dogs forward pack's just going to monster this smaller Dragons forward pack, and apart from Frizzell holding up, I think the Bulldogs are just going to run riot. I think Morris brothers will probably get 4 tries between them, and Bulldogs 13+.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to the show again. Hopefully we can follow on last week's form and pick up a solid run of winners as well on the margins there.
Put your bets on and make sure you shoot us a message and let us know how much you won for the week. Like I said, we've been winning pretty well off the back of our tips, so shoot us a message and let us know how you go.
Yeah, exactly right. Good luck to your side this weekend, unless they're the Sharks. Enjoy the footy, and thanks again for tuning in.